All right. Welcome, everyone. This is, I'm not even sure, actually. Oh, it's episode 4. It says it right there. I should really just look at the screen. That helps a lot. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. It is an exciting time. We are here in, well, there's a lot going on today. First of all, before we even start the show, episode 4, I'd like to thank all the talent and the people that are taking their time to make content so that we're not watching Netflix. Not that there's anything wrong with Netflix, but eventually we're going to run out. And also, more importantly than that, it's really, I feel like a lot of other people, and I think you're feeling that also, that it's important that we're kind of connecting, since we're all kind of in this isolation, with our local friends and our distant friends and kind of media that is closer to us and is connecting more with people at a deeper level, because we kind of need that right now. So I just want to give a shout out to everyone that is kind of putting out some content for us to enjoy, including Aiden Scott, who was spinning some funky disco house, some ghetto funk, some new disco. Always nice to some people. I had a funny conversation. My friend didn't understand. I was like, "What's this whole live DJ?" Like, I'm looking at someone spinning on on their laptop or whatever. I get it that it seems weird, but I kind of love it because there's this moment of we're having that moment together, and they're like selecting music, blending it, making it happen, and presenting it, and they're really enjoying it, and you're enjoying it with them at the same time, and you can visually connect with that. So as far as all the people that are spinning right now and doing that, kudos to you. I know it's appreciated. I appreciate it. I know there's a lot of people that appreciate it, and those people that don't really get it, like, think of it that way. Think of it as this moment to connect in real time with people visually in a time that we can't. So that's kind of enjoyable. Now we are following up here on the new network. Alexander Teague, a dear friend of mine and my neighbor from 4 blocks away, one of my quarantine friends, he has a series of reading, and I mean the part with the dinosaur was amazing. That's the part where I was not expecting that. All of a sudden I'm like deeply invested in the story. I'm like, this is some serious shit going on here. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's this fucking Tyrannosaurus. Wah! I wasn't expecting that. Thank you. Also, after this, please stay by to the Icarus Presents Suborbital Zoom edition, 8 to 12:30 a.m. with tunes from Avery Moore's Beau Garlin, Jessica Stanel, Carlo Mani, Ilya Polyakov, I should know that, I know this gentleman, Noam Turgerman, and Tori Richardson. So I apologize if I slaughtered your name, especially since I'm friends with a lot of these folks. But my name is Gaetan. Good luck with that. I feel your pain. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's start the show this evening. I think the most important thing... Actually, no, before we go on there, first of all, I do want to share this one little moment before we go any further. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Yeah. If you haven't watched it in a while, just do yourself a favor. I hate to say it. I don't mean to be like dramatic or anything, but it really is a cinematic piece of work. It's just fucking great. Like, the whole film, start to finish, is just great. And you don't usually get that in like a third in the series. So bravo. Anyway, also help a friend know about the show. So right now, if you're watching the show, you're like, this is kind of funny. I'm feeling funny. I'm having a feeling. Well, share that feeling, and share it with your family, your friends, people that are appropriate, people that are inappropriate. Just share it. They may enjoy it too, and they may enjoy it. It kind of helps the network grow. We're trying to grow the network because it's our network and it's our friends. So that is about the wrap at the beginning of the show. Let's get into the show. Most importantly, the new news, when the news is nothing new. All right, well, we got a lot of stuff going on. For me, I got 3 seconds in the crow pose. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, I get it. It's not that exciting. For me, this is really exciting. If you are familiar with crazy postures and balancing, crow pose, bitches. What? I still have not mastered the what do you call it? The splits. That's not happening yet. You know, I'm gonna work for that, but I feel like, you know, we got time. There's an apocalypse going on, so and even beyond that, I plan on continuing this. So who knows? Maybe by like a deep summer, I will be like just sitting around and taking weird pictures, doing splits. Not that everyone wants to see that, but like, fuck it. Who cares? It's art. It's my art. What else? Cooking wise, I just realized I have not eaten an animal in like a while, and it feels good. Also, that's probably also because it marks the 1 year anniversary of going to India. I went to India. I raced from the north to the south. I made a film about it. If you're interested in watching it, hit me up. I'll give you access to it. It's pretty fucking hilarious. It's about an hour long. We raced it in a 3-wheeled vehicle called the Tuk Tuk. There was lots of misadventures. It was pretty amazing. Other than that, let's continue with like the regular news. Stage 33, I think. I'm actually not really sure. I think it's 33. It wouldn't make sense if it was 33 because we've been doing this for a while now. But I know, like, Tawny, I'm pretty sure my friend Tawny has been showing will you come? Guys, like, turn it down. Rehearsal time is like, I'm okay, thank you. Thank you guys. My friend Tawny is also, she has a sparkle sketch, I should have a picture, kind of like framed image, and she's been doing like the daily numbers, and I'm pretty sure that they just haven't changed it a couple of days because I swear they were on day 28 for days. But anyway, I think I'm on 33. I lost count. A lot has happened. A lot of our friends have. I'm actually gonna lower this because we're gonna get a little more like solemn, not solemn, but serious. Like a lot of our friends now have lost loved ones to this, so let's just give a moment to that. Like, there's a seriousness of this, even though we're making fun of it. When this is lighthearted, this is real, and just put some energy out there because there are people who have lost some people that they hold very dear to them. No matter what the circumstances is, the corona thing complicated it, and that's part of it. So just put some love in there. Put your energies of like blah blah blah, whatever this corona shit is. Just put it aside and just understand that some of your friends have lost people, and put some good positive energy and do that. So that's my little thing on the corona. So let's get to the weather, right?
Now we've got some big changes here for the upcoming work week. Starting tomorrow, we're going to have a volcanic eruption right near Charlottesville, and it's going to make things rather toasty across the area. We're going to see lava spill out into central Virginia and make temperatures in Richmond at 350 degrees, Fredericksburg at 345, Charlottesville, the hot spot, at 400. Not as hot off towards the Tidewater. A little bit more comfortable with highs near 100 degrees. The reason why, we're going to have tidal waves moving in ahead of this. A global superstorm developing off towards the Atlantic Ocean. This thing is headed our way, but the key to the forecast, right before this thing makes landfall, it is going to be deflected by Godzilla. Now, a lot can change between now and then. We're looking at the latest data. We'll continue to bring you the very latest. I do want to encourage you, though, that if you ever do see a sleeping coyote, do not wake it. Bad idea. Okay, here's the forecast. Volcano 350 there for Monday. Global superstorm on Tuesday. We could see maybe about 200 inches of rainfall, wind gusts up to 1,000 miles an hour. Godzilla Wednesday, I'll be honest, I have no idea what's going to happen on that day. After that, though, how about this to finish off the work week? Low humidity, lots of sunshine, with highs in the upper 80s heading into next weekend.
Oh my God. No, but seriously, the weather. All right. No, but seriously, let's go into sports. Now, I know we've been joking a lot about sports, but I've actually got something for sports this week, so... The only reason I had that sound was because those are an Eagles jerseys. I live in Philadelphia, and there's a law that if you work or live in Philadelphia that you have to support the Eagles, or the color green has to be associated with the Eagles or Leprechauns. These do not look like Leprechauns or Eagles fans, so I am suspect of this. We have a lot of issues. This is one of the issues in sports, but really, moving forward into sports. So in my search to try to help everyone deal with the no sports situation, I found I couldn't actually download any good footage, but this is a band, a reunion. This is like years later. This band was formed in 1985 called No Sports, and they were a ska band, and there's a whole bunch of wiki on it. It's like nothing too exciting, but there is some activism and some other stuff and reformation. At one time, this band had 27 different members, so there's something in it. If you're into ska, this seems to be like maybe a little rabbit hole you might want to dabble into. Anyway, now back to local news. Woo! Well, at this point, you know about the issue of Citizen Park and the giant pile of fucks because of the excessive fucks. Well, we don't have any footage. Thanks, Bob. Oh, Bob's on graphics now? I'm sorry, Bob. Congratulations, Bob. I'm so sorry, Bob. I know. And you were in carpentry, like, not even the other day. Well, congratulations. Anyway, let's congratulate Bob there. He's now into graphics. He actually started with us not as a carpenter. What did Bob? Oh, you were an intern. Well, that's rare to actually see progress like that at a show. Like an intern, fucking graphics. Congratulations. And I'm assuming, I knew you didn't give me a blowjob, so like obviously you're doing pretty good. Anyway, Bob, back to Camp Fuck It, local news. There's so many fucks being given right now that the entire stadium has been filled completely to the brim of fucks. So the excessive amount of fucks is a general laissez-faire of fucks because there's so much fucks. And there's basically a city of people who give a fuck. And that is a surprising turn of events. Turning up. Anyway, we're getting into the more important stuff. We've got a little art project. We're combining the neighborhood. We found over 30 some rooftops now of our friends, and we've invited them all to celebrate April 20th, which is a national holiday celebrating I forget what it's celebrating, but it's a holiday of some sort. Look it up. And everyone's going to hang out on the rooftop, and we're going to create some visual specters, or just wave hello and just say hello to the rest of our friends, because we realized that like almost 100 of us like live within like almost a 2-mile radius from each other, which allows us to fly safely drones in a clear line of sight and gather everyone to visually share a moment together, because like we all miss each other. And this is a community that loves dancing and loves performing and loves all these other kind of things that are kind of like a very socially centric thing. So everyone's having a hard time with that. So we're kind of trying to do a thing like this so that everyone that's not in the city can feel the love. Anyway, we got a little promo thing. This is from our test drone flight that we took just to make sure that this could be safely done and that our friends could be seen. Shank and Laura and everybody else that kind of helped me shoot that. So that's happening April 20th to celebrate. I forget what holiday is. Why are you guys laughing? That's a serious question. How rude. Anyway, off to the next segment. Weird stuff. All right, I wanted to talk about weird stuff because it started splintering into this section of like multi-tiered weird. And so most of the show is weird. I'd say probably 90% of it. So maybe this is a drawbridge point where like now we're going to get into weird. So hang on to your butts, motherfuckers. We're going to get some weird shit going on. Anyway, so we're going into our first segment called Weird Photo. Was not expecting that. Apparently, it's an antelope, a deer, and a sheep, and it's those are. I mean, no, maybe they are baby sheep. But I want to pretend they're goats. Anyway. Oh, this is a sign in Philadelphia that's common to us because cyclists in Philadelphia deal with this a lot. A duck horse or a horse duck or a huck or dorse. I'm not sure. Please call in. I love driving in India. This. Wow. This is a pet. I'm assuming this is a pet. This is in Pakistan. So maybe it's. I'm not. We're just gonna leave it. Okay. That was weird stuff. We're gonna go right into that, which is just still kind of weird stuff, but this is artist quarantine, making shit during all of the shit. It's actually artist quarantine. Thanks, Jen. I think we talked about fixing the graphic, unless you're trying this. Are we trying to put these artists aren't teens, though they maybe are teens in spirit, but I don't even. We're not gonna. Anyway, we're gonna go right into our artists. Boom. John T. Howell, artist in quarantine. Metal craftsman. Rigger installation specialist extraordinary. Boom! You may know this gentleman from his jaunts across the globe, working with the world's finest artists and teams, building some of the most amazing temporary structures. Koi pond, koi theft, it's an issue. Solved it. Koi theft. He solved it. John T. Howell. Want to hang something? Just hang it. Or you can hang it. That's right, you can hang it. Ow! Don't put it in your butt. John T. Howell, artist in quarantine. Thank you. Unbelievable. Incredible. An incredible human being. All right. Well, that was our artist quarantine. That was John T. Howell, a dear friend, a great person. I know a lot of people in Philadelphia work with John and abroad, and anyone that's ever been in his presence knows that he's a joy of light. And one of those pieces of art that you saw was this hook, and he's been making these metal hooks that he's been sharing with people. There are ways to just open things and just handle things without being touchy and feely, and just his way of contributing to the current situation that we're all dealing with. So that's really super cool. So thank you, John. Love you, brother, and hope you're doing good. So this was a new segment that I was really excited about. I was like, yeah, what? This is an easy one, you know? It's gonna be a little segment. I'm like, what happened on this day in the past? Because shit's crazy right now. Like, oh yes, in history, that day, we were in the middle of a fucking giant plague. No. So this is crazy, and there's a lot going on, but there have been some other tragedies, and that's basically what most of this is about. So I'm sorry, it's not really uplifting, but in 2014, the South Korean ferry Seawall capsized and sank, killing 304 people, most of whom were high schoolers. In 2007, in one of the deadliest mass shootings in the United States, 33 people, including the shooter, were killed in the Blacksburg, Virginia campus of Virginia Tech. That was a Virginia Tech tragedy, people. 2007, that happened today. Let's take a moment. In 2003, at age 40, Michael Jordan, widely regarded as the best player in the history of basketball, played his last game in the NBA. So those are all different levels of tragedy, obviously, but those were our histories and moments. I'm sorry, I really thought this was going to be a little more fun. It turned out it was a little rough, but anyway. That brings us into the Reader's Review with correspondent Alexa Lefay. All right, she's got some great reporting for us this time.
Hey, thanks, Guyton. So welcome back to the BKS Corner, where I definitely haven't read Byron Keats or Snuffleupagus. But I want to talk to you about a cool book that I started reading, finished reading actually, called The Name of the Wind. It's like a fantasy book, and like the magic system's really cool. There's like science magic, where like magic, it's like more like alchemy and think Full Metal Alchemist, but like sort of like that. And the main character is kind of like a total tool. He's just like typical horses, like hero's journey nonsense horses, yeah, I just like it a lot. The world that Patrick Rothfuss has built is just really lovely, and the characters seem to have like a depth that I haven't found in other novels, and it reads more real than anything else I've encountered. It's a trilogy of which 2 books are out, and I've read both of the books in the series, and they're both wonderful. I highly recommend them. They're dense. There's audiobooks out, narrated by a couple of people. I consumed the version by Nick Podell, and I liked it a lot. The audiobook was delightful, and Nick Podell did voices really well. If you're looking for some entertainment, it's up on Audible, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the world that I was taken to, and I enjoyed learning about it, and I was willing to put up with the main character for it. Back to you, Guyton.
That was BKS Report. Thank you, Alexa. That was awesome. That was definitely a little more in depth than your last 2 reports, and I really appreciate the groundwork. I know it's like a little difficult. You really got into that, and I appreciate it. If you're interested if you're into that kind of stuff, let's get into it, and let me know what you think. Brings us to our beverage report. Mixologist and friend of the Fox, Corey Fox, brings us yet another thing. Now, I know last time we had, I don't even remember what the beverage was because I was so sad by the end. I don't know what was going on there, but we talked about it, we got together, and I think it's a little more upbeat this time, and I think you might be into it if you're into like bourbon especially.
Welcome back, everyone. Wow, 1 million followers strong. Just want to say the support has been really incredible, so thank you. Today's recipe will be a bacon maple old fashioned. There are only a few ingredients for this one, and 2 of them are bacon and maple. Let's get started. The first ingredient is our bacon. I'm going to let y'all take this in for a moment.
Oh my god, look at this. Are you looking at it?
Next we've got our maple syrup. We'll be adding a drizzle of this before we stir everything together. A quick note on stirring versus shaking. As a general rule, if a drink contains mostly spirits, you're going to want to stir it. This will give you nice little ice crystals in your drink.
Bacon.
If a cocktail contains juice or dairy or anything like that, you will usually shake it to get a more frothy texture. The main ingredient for this drink is bourbon. I'll be using Bulleit because that's what I have. I know a lot of people, particularly those in PA, may be having trouble getting liquors because the state stores are closed. But if you go to your local distillery, you can probably purchase it to go directly from them. We'll be adding a few dashes of bitters to the mix as well. I've got Angostura, so that's what I'm using. Finally, we've got the garnish. Take an orange and cut a wheel out of it.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Corey. That was another amazing introspect into beveraging during quarantine. Now to our next segment. This one's a new popular one. I've been a lot of reviews, a lot of responses about this one, a lot of emails, a lot of threats apparently about fire safety. Fire is a serious thing, people. So even though we're making fun of it, like, be serious about fire and performance, and don't hurt yourself, don't harm others, don't destroy properties. Safety third. Safety to life and people. Safety to property. And I forget what the third safety is. And this is why this never works out. I will get back to this though. That's a shame. How did I forget that? Anyway. Currently, it seems my friend on fire is Lauren Raskin. For those of you who know Lauren, she's a Philadelphianite. She's also an entertainment booker and performer. And she does everything from flow arts to setting herself on fire. She also convinces other people who very lovingly and willingly appreciate to do these things in historical cemeteries. Because why not? Oh, some more fire. Just a smidge more fire. You know, I don't think that's fire. 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 More fire. Wait a minute. Now we're in circles. Please help. It would seem my friend is on fire. And that was our good friend Lauren. An amazing performer and an amazing friend of performers. Go support and say hello. I'm not supposed to drink on. Oh, sorry. No. Sorry, I'm not supposed to drink on live. Rules. Speaking of rules, as many of you know, this has been like a whole big Zoom thing, and I made a post, and it was very reactive. Ironically, even in the post, it said, "Let's not talk about the elements of security." So. As many of you know, there's been issues with Zoom, and so before we get too into it, I've actually contacted some resources, and I've actually had this whole presentation. We're going to get to that in a second. That explains exactly what's going on, so that like you get it, and you're like, oh, okay, thanks for explaining this to me. This is all I needed to know. Why didn't just someone explain this to me? So that's coming. So just hang in there. So. A lot of these issues, like, of everything I've read, you know, like, security and the concept of security and society, sociology, and all these elements that tie into like how our usage of social media and technology work are actually really complicated. And also is like data, like how we use data. There's actually data scientists and they study very hard and it's very complex. And what we usually think is of ones and zeros aren't ones and zeros. And it's not even quantum. It's beyond that. It's like, it's this very complicated nuances of data capture. So what a lot of people have, the two big things were like, hey, I'm not doing anything wrong. And B, I'm just hanging out with my family. I don't care if people know about that. What I want to say about that is you should really think about All right, people.